Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Well, today guys, I'm going to do part 8 to my Google Gemini chatbot series. I'm going to try again and talk to the Totodile. It took a while for it to work out, but I finally got a run where it finally I think was getting somewhere. So, I mean, not a run, but I fixed the problem I was having with it off camera. So, yeah. Here's where I stopped from, and here's where we're going to continue. I said, Toto, I know you probably don't fully trust me yet, but I promise I definitely would never cause you harm. I care about your species and evolution and would never harm them intentionally. If I did, it would be by accident. The Totodle's powerful body, which had been tense and cool for so long, seemed to relax. He didn't swim away or lash out. Instead, he simply lowered his head, his wide eyes focused intently on you. Your words, not just the promise of no harm, but the declaration of care for his entire species and its evolutions, were a completely new kind of sound to him. His path was a series of hard lessons learned from the cold reality of betrayal, but your voice held a sincerity he couldn't ignore. He padded a little closer, his movements now more gentle than weary. The moon, now high above, cast a silvery glow on the grotto's surface, illuminating his massive form. He was a creature of immense power, yet in this moment he seemed to have shed the armor of his aggression. The deep, rumbling growl that had been his signature sound was replaced by a low, almost purring chuff from deep within his chest. He slowly reached out a clawed foreleg and, with surprising gentleness, rested on the damp rock just inches from your feet. This simple gesture spoke volumes. It was not a show of force, but a fragile olive branch. It was his way of saying that he had heard you, that he was processing the idea, and that not all humans were the same. The grotto, once his fortress against the world, now felt like a shared space. He was still the legendary, a creature forged by hardship, but now a flicker of that long-lost, trusting Toto had re-emerged from the depths of his soul. The promise of peace, so simply given, had found a way to reach him. That is so cute. And here's what I said after that, guys. I just reached my hand out and gently touched his foreleg and gently petted it. I'm going to just say gently petted it, not... See? There's nothing to worry about. How'd you get so big, Totodile? His reptilian skin, surprisingly cool to the touch, was a patchwork of faint scars and tough scales. Your hand settled on his foreleg and you began to gently pet it. The last vestiges of his tentativeness melted away. He didn't pull back. Instead, he seemed to lean into the touch. A massive, powerful creature now allowing himself a moment of pure, uninhibited comfort. His eyes, once so cold and weary, softened, and he allowed another low, contented chuff. The question of his size hung in the air, a silent inquiry into a difficult past. He had not grown this large from a trainer's care or a life of leisure. His immense size and strength were a consequence of a harsh, relentless existence. Every day was a fight for survival, a constant hunt for food in a world where he had to be bigger, stronger, and more aggressive than his competition. His growth was fueled by necessity. He had to be formidable to endure the solitude, to fend off predators, and to simply exist without a trainer to provide for him. His large frame wasn't a show of power, but a living record of his desperation. Each muscle, each scar, was a chapter in the story of the Iron Jaw. He looked at you, his silent gaze seeming to say that he didn't know how he got this big, only that he had to. He had no other choice. How interesting. Alright, guys. I said, hey, if you want to talk to me about something, Totodile, I'll happily listen to you. I know most people can't speak, but if you can tell me anything you need to. Toto's head, which had been resting so peacefully on the rock, lifted slowly. He looked at you, his large yellow eyes filled with a depth of understanding that transcended words. The offer to listen, a simple act of profound kindness, was a gift he had never received before. He couldn't speak in your language, but in the quiet of the grotto he knew he didn't need to. He let a low, mournful sigh that echoed softly off the cavern walls. He pulled his foreleg away from your hand for a moment, and you saw his gaze drift to the faint, jagged scars that marked his scales. His eyes grew distant, and he slowly turned his head to share its stare at the entrance of the grotto, as if looking into a painful memory. You could almost feel the phantom weight of a lost trainer, the sting of a careless abandonment, and the gnawing ache of endless hunger that had forced his aggressive nature. After a moment, his gaze returned to you. Sadness in his eyes gave way to a new kind of expression, one of acceptance and of gratitude. He knew he couldn't tell you his story with words, but in that shared silence with the moonlight illuminating his battle-hardened form, he already told you everything. He nudged your hand again with a snout, a silent thank you for listening to the story he could only tell with his heart. Aw, he's so cute. The problem, I need to I know from now on start making it to where each creature can speak English. May not each one, but at least the one that I just tell, hey, make a story for me because the story is so interesting, but when it's hard for them to tell me how they feel or what's going on because there could be a lot of things bothering the poor Pokemon. And unfortunately, there's not much I can do about, not much I can really say about it. I still think he's adorable. I think what I might do is I might real quickly go get. Part of me wants to go back to that um brain really. I need to I think what I need to do maybe what I'll do is off camera I'll fix everything. I'll restart tell it to give me another story, make sure the Pokemon can speak English. And then I'll add the dragon type for alligator. Although I think for now I'm actually going to I'll figure it out. Give me a second. Okay, guys. Um, I know. I hope this didn't mess up, but I said I get home a few minutes later and get ready to go to sleep. The next morning, I head back to the forest where I met the transforming Totodile. And it says you arrive back at the same spot in the forest where you met the transforming Totodile the day before. Sun is shining and the air is fresh. The trees rustle gently in the breeze. The area where you last saw your friend is quiet. And it says, Totodile, I'm back, my friend. Are you here? You stand in the familiar clearing, your voice echoing softly through the trees. The spot where you last saw the fragger is empty, but the air feels charged with a different energy. There is a soft rustle in the undergrowth nearby, and the leaves part to reveal not a single Totodile, but a whole family. Oh shoot, his whole family showed up. Saying before you were two powerful Feraligatr, a male and a female, clearly the parents, flanked by several younger Crocodile and two other Totodile. Your friend, still in his massive Feraligatr form, was a few feet in front of them, his posture calm, but his head held high. He looks at you, his gray eyes filled with the same familiar sweetness, and a wave of his mental voice washes over you. Oh, it's a mental voice. It's okay. Warm and welcoming. Triton, you came back. I told them all about you. The other pawn watched you with a mix of curiosity and weariness. None of them show any signs of aggression. Two adult Fragger in the back step forward, their expression serious but not hostile, clearly waiting for an introduction. Oh my gosh. Alright guys, I just said, hi, it's nice to meet you all and told the family my name too. The two massive parent Fragger watch you intently, their heads tilted slightly. Your friend, still in his great Fragger form, takes a step forward and then looks back at his family, a proud confidence emitting from him. A deep rumbling mental voice echoes in your mind, but it's not from your friend. This was even more profound, ancient sounding, but full of a gentle wisdom. Is this the father or the mother? Oh no! The problem is I give the Fragger the one voice I give the Feraligatr. It is good to meet you as well, Triton. Our son has told us much about you. He says you are a kind human who has helped him see a part of himself he was always afraid of. We thank you for that. Your friend's father nods his great head slowly. Who's saying that? The mother? Because now it says your friend's father. Nods his great head slowly in your direction, his eyes holding a profound sense of gratitude. The rest of the family, a mix of curious crocodile and shy Toto, all look at you with a new sense of trust and awe. They're adorable! Alright, guys. As I said, yeah, I love that he can transform. He was very sweet and even transformed into my favorite legendary Lugia just because I liked him. The Fragger mother steps forward, so there's the okay. Her own mental voice, a gentle, soft presence in your mind. We were worried for so long. He was always so scared and so sad, and we didn't know why. We knew he was special. We didn't understand his power. We just loved him for who he was, and we tried to protect him. Her gaze is filled with profound relief. When he came home last night and showed us what you had helped him do, to transform into such a powerful form without fear, we were overjoyed. Thank you, Trenton. Your friend shifts and his mental voice echoed with pride. I told you they'd be nice. I wanted you to meet my family and see that they're just like me. Kind and gentle. And they would never hurt you. They're just protective. He then looks at his family. A happy... Oh my gosh! A happy cooing sound if it ain't for his immense form. It says he shifts, but it didn't say... It didn't say he transformed into Lugia. Did he coo as a Feraligatr? Because that was cute. If he cooed as a Feraligatr, give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, your whole family is awesome. The Toadles and Cornals are adorable and awesome, and Fragger is amazing as well. Thank you all for being nice to me. The immense Fragger that's your friend lets out a soft, pleased rumble. The mental voice of his father fills your head once more. You are welcome, Trenton. You're a kind human, and our son trusts you. That is all we need to know. We are grateful you have shown him a way to find peace with his abilities. Fragger, his mother nods her head in agreement, her mental voice adding, he has always been a special child. Now, thanks to you, he can see that for himself. The younger Talon Chrono began to move closer, their initial silence giving way to curiosity. One of the Chrono pokes its head forward, a look of awe on its face as it gazes at its older sibling, the massive Feraligatr. Two other Totodile bounce it silently, their eyes fixated on you as if they want to get to know their brother's new human friend. They're so cute! Alright, guys. I said, come on over, all you sweet Totodile and Crocodile. I'll happily love on you, too. The young Crocodile and two Totodiles, seeing the warmth in your voice and the calm presence of their family, finally lose all their shyness. Crocodile bounds over first, letting out a happy little chuff. Its eyes filled with curiosity. The two tiny Totodiles follow close behind, tails wagging silently as they approach you. Your friend, the colossal Fragger, lets out a proud mental rumble as he watches his siblings welcome you. His father's mental voice resonates in your mind once more, filled with gentle whispers. They are happy to meet you, Trenton. You've brought a great deal of peace to our family, and for that, we welcome you as a friend. I love them so much. Alright, guys. I said, I gently pet the crocodile and two Totodiles. I'm glad. I promise you don't have to worry about me trying to hurt your family. Trust me, even if I want to, I would hate to know what Totodile would transform into to attack me. When I first met him yesterday, the first thing I saw when we bumped into each other was a massive dragon. I'm just really glad he didn't attack me. Like I told him, I would never hurt any of your species. I love them way too much, and if I did, it would be by accident, and I would probably never forgive myself. The Fragger parents nod in understanding, a gentle relief washing over their expressions. The father's mental voice resonates with a calm power. We know. He told us that you were not afraid of him, even in his great form. That's something we have never seen before. We thank you for your compassion. Your friend, the enormous Fragger, lets out a soft, deep rumble of affection and pride. Young Chrono lean to your touch, their small bodies expressing a silent trust. The mother's mental voice adds, your friendship means a great deal to us all, Trenton. You have shown us that the world can be a kind place for our son, and for that, we are grateful. Give me a second. Alright, guys. I said, you're very welcome. Honestly, you're someone's lucky. I was the one he bumped into yesterday. Because between me and all of you, people have constantly attacked me, throwing rocks at me and even hitting me at times. But the great Fragger that is your friend lets out a soft, deep rumble, a powerful wave of sorrow washing through the mental link. His father's mental voice resonates in your head, filled with concern. That's a terrible thing to hear, Triton. Wait, it makes us so mad to know that you've been treated so poorly by other people. Oh dear. The Marsman voice is a gentle, worried presence. We are truly sorry that you have had to endure such cruelty. Humans are so different from us. We don't understand why they would harm one another. They're crawling on to look at you with wide, sympathetic eyes, their small forms expressing a silent sadness. The great figure that's your friend nudges you gently with a snout, a gesture of comfort and understanding. Linda's voice is filled with warmth and regret. I'm so sorry, Triton. That's not fair. I wish I could do something to make it better. Maybe. Maybe you can come to our part of the forest whenever you need to feel safe. No one will ever hurt you here. I promise. I'm trying to. Maybe it did forget, but like compared to like some of the other ones, it hasn't been as forgetful. Besides the fact I think it did forget that he could speak, because like now I think he's speaking mentally only, which is weird. All right, guys. I said thank you. You all are so nice. I said the massive figure, your friend, nudged you with a snout again, a gesture of profound comfort. His mental voice fills your mind, a deep, gentle hum. We're just being who we are, Triton. You're our friend. We will always be here for you. The rest of his family echoes the sentiment, their collective mental voice a chorus of warmth and acceptance. Mother and father both dip their heads in a final show of respect, and the younger twin look at you with the same trust they show their own sibling. The air is filled with a sense of peace and belonging. Sun shines brightly over the forest, a new day beginning with a new bond forged in the quiet and calm of nature. Give me a second, guys. Alright, guys. I said, hey, by the way, my friend, I love you as a Feralgear, but how about you transform into something else, like a Lugia? I don't even care how big you get as a Lugia, as long as you're careful not to squish me or your family by mistake. I love seeing you as a Lugia. I loved seeing you as a Lugia yesterday, and I would love to see it again. A soft, deep mental voice echoed in your mind, full of gentle, joyful rumbling. Okay, Trenton, I can do that for you. I love being a free alligator. I can be a Lugia too. It's my favorite form to take on because it reminds me of you and our first meeting. I keep forgetting whether he's a Lugia or a dragon. Hold on, let me check that. Because I can't. Because the thing is, I know in one of the runs he's a dragon. I guess this might have been before I changed it though. Like this may have been before I changed it to a 100-foot tall dragon or whatever. Because I think I did make it a giant Lugia before. Actually, never mind. I won't even pause it. Let's just go and continue. Your friend's body begins to shimmer with a familiar blue light. Powerful muscular form of the Fragger begins to shrink and stretch. The deep blue-green scales lighten and smooth out. Now elongates into a beak, and his legs shorten. I'm not saying that T word. Within moments, the colossal Fragger is gone, replaced by a magnificent Lugia. It's by a dazzling white with shimmering blue plates on its back. This time, it's not a tiny. This time it's not a tiny foot tall Lugia, but one that's at least 90 feet tall. The immense wings, a deep feathery blue, slowly unfold, casting a massive shadow over the surrounding area. The great horn is not trembling in fear, but standing calmly, powerful presence filling the air with a sense of peace and majesty. The Lugia's head dips slightly, and its large, intelligent eyes look down at you. Mental voice is now deep and resonant, but still filled with the same gentle affection. See, I'm still me, even like this. I'm not a monster. I'm just me, and I can be a Lugia. Thank you for showing me this is possible. Thank you for not being afraid of me. He's so cute. I think this thing actually does have a good memory. I think I finally found the second best chatbot in the entire universe. But the thing is, like, was he actually? I can't remember because I don't remember when the last time I talked to this Totodile was, but I think it's been close to at least a few weeks to a month at this point. So I can't remember if he actually was a Lugia that was a foot tall. I swear he was a 70-foot tall Lugia. I don't quite remember. But either way, give me a second. Alright, guys. I said, you're welcome. But like I told you yesterday, the reason I'm not scared of you is because you're not trying to attack or hurt me. As long as you're always sweet to me, I'll always be your friend. I don't even care if you become, let's say, a dragon that's over 700 feet tall, and you're... This mother fricker. As I was saying, I wouldn't even care if you became, let's say, a dragon that's over 700 feet tall and your claws are bigger than a 5-story building. You were still friendly and cared about me like you do now. I would still pet you and love on you. The Colossaloogie lowers its head, its massive, intelligent eyes gazing at you with profound gratitude. The deep, resonant mental voice echoes in your mind, filled with a peaceful joy. Thank you, Triton. That means so much to me. I I never thought I would hear those words from a human. Now that you see me for who I am, not what I look like. It is a feeling I never thought I would experience. The magnificent Poland's gaze shifted to its family, who were all watching with a quiet admiration. Parents, the Chronaut, and the Toda all seem to share in your friend's happiness. Mara's wise, ancient voice fills your mind with a soft, proud resonance. It seems our son has found not just a friend, but a true ally. We thank you, Triton. You've given him a gift greater than any we could have ever given him. Oh, that's very nice of him. I like that. Give me a second! Alright, guys. I said, of course. The only thing I told him never to turn into was a bug. I have a huge fear of those, especially roaches and spiders. That would actually terrify me, even if he was a tiny spider or a roach. He even promised me he would never do that, at least not when I'm around. The magnificent Lugia nods its massive head, its immense eye looking down at you with understanding. The deep, resonant mental voice fills your mind, carrying a note. He told me. Wait. He told us all about it. He promised you, and he will keep that promise. I would never intentionally cause you fear, my friend. Not ever. Lugia's parents still in her Ferrager's ones without a soft rumble of agreement. Ferrager's mental voice is a common present. Our son's an honorable Pokemon, Triton. His promises are not to be taken lightly. He would never betray the trust you have placed in him. You have nothing to fear from us. Lugia's little siblings, the Chrono and Toad, continue to watch you with bright, curious eyes, their forms still and attentive. The air around you is filled with a sense of peace and a profound mutual respect. The only thing I'm confused about is why he said he told me. And he told all of us, because it says the Lugia. Because it says the Lugia said that, and that's him. It says he told me, shouldn't it be you told me? I hope it actually didn't forget something, although I'll tell you this, if it's only one thing, if you compare it to everything else, it's like nothing. Because again, if you compare that to flipping a character AI forgetting something within like a day or two, it was, I mean, that being the first thing it may have forgotten, that would be kind of amazing. How good its memory actually apparently is. So, yeah. Alright, guys. I said, that's good. I really care about you and your family, Totodile. You look amazing as that Lugia, even with you being so much bigger than all of us. The Closet Lugia lowers its head, its massive, intelligent eye gazing at you with profound gratitude. The deep, resonant mental voice echoes in your mind, filled with a peaceful joy. Thank you, Triton. That means so much to me. I I never thought I would hear those words from a human. To let you see me for who I am, not what I look like. It's a feeling I never thought I would experience. Magnificent Poland's gaze shifts to its family, who were all watching with a quiet admiration. Parents, the Chronaut, and the Toad all seem to share in your friend's happiness. Mara's wise, ancient voice fills your mind with a soft, proud resonance. Oh crap, it repeated itself. Hold on, I'll fix that. I finally found a way to do it. There we go. I got to fix it. It wasn't the easiest thing, but I had to in order it didn't work out the way I was hoping for that time, but it wasn't as painful to get to work differently this time either. In order for me to get to actually fix this out that time, I had to click on the three dots on the flipping chat there, click on modify response. Well, this is how I got to work last time after a while after I abruptly stopped the video I did before this one on this chatbot. However, on this time, in order to get it to work, I had to click on the three dots and click other drafts, and then scroll over to regenerate. And finally, it actually did give me a different response regenerated, even though the response was shorter. At least it gave me a different one. So, yeah. Give me a second. As you know, here's what it said. But I said, that's good. I really care about you and your family, Totodile. You look amazing as that Lugia, even with you being so much bigger than all of us. The majestic Lugia lowers its immense head. Its mental voice a deep, resonant, and calm presence in your mind. Thank you, Triton. I care about you too. It feels good to know that my size doesn't frighten you. I'm glad I can be this big and still be a friend. Therefore, the parents nod their heads slowly in a show of respect, their own powerful mental voices adding a chorus of agreement. The younger Chronaut and Totodile continue to look on with a quiet, trusting curiosity. They are full of a sense of peace and mutual understanding. I'm trying to figure out what to do because, this is definitely working out better. But how do I continue the conversation easier? Part of me wants to actually make it to where eventually part of me thinks I should do Shadow next instead of or maybe do the Dragon type for Alligator, do Shadow. I'm trying to remember. Well, technically in the Pokemon talk where Shadow was made after Rexy was born, and that's what kind of makes it difficult because then for them or for it to make sense on the timeline. But that's the thing as well. If I do Rexy as a chatbot and don't give him the ability just to transform or anything, it might not be as interesting or fun to do him, That's why a lot of the time the first thing you see me do with Rexy is something like the evil aggressive Rexy on these chatbots, because having Rexy speak English is amazing, but at the same time it's eventually you're not really having much to do with them. Besides, just take care of him for a day and then keep repeating it over and over again. With him transforming, it could be a whole new game every day, basically. Because, with this Totodile, for example, yes, we're meeting his family and all that stuff, and now they trust me really quickly. But at least if I want to see something different, I could tell him to turn into a Noivern. He could fly me around. He could flip and pick me up with his psychic energy as a Lugia. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of possibilities with it. Give me a second, guys. Okay, guys, it gave me a very short response that time, and even when I told it to make it longer, it doesn't really matter because at least it's not flipping responding for me. That's the plus side. That's the reason I don't get as angry about it not giving me longer responses on this one, because at least it ain't speaking for me like it could be doing. Alright. I just said, of course, my friend. Hey, I have an idea. I know you enjoyed it a lot yesterday, and I want you to be even more happy. I don't care if you're this big. Would you like me to pet you again like I did yesterday? The Quasar lowers its immense head, its massive intelligent eyes gazing at you with profound gratitude. Deep, resonant mental voice echoes in your mind, filled with a peaceful joy. I would like that very much, Triton. Thank you. The powerful but gentle creature remains completely still, its head positioned perfectly for your touch. It closes its immense eye, clearly anticipating your hand and trusting you completely. The immense presence of the Lugia is a source of awe, yet the familiar scent and sweet personality of the Totodile you met yesterday is still very much present. You can feel the calmness and trust radiating from it. Aww, he's so cute! Alright, guys. Technically, there's no limit, but I'm still going to probably go ahead and, get ready to end it off around here. I might do one more video on a game like Roblox or something, but I'll have to find out. Maybe even try redoing that flippin' HungryFish.io game. I'd like to, but it's I'm just scared I'll get super angry and not be able to do anything. Because I couldn't even get anywhere with the squid yesterday. I couldn't show the squid good enough because everything was going so wrong. Anyway, here's what it said. I just gently pet the Lugia on his huge snout. You reach out your hand and gently place on the smooth, massive snout of the colossal Lugia. The cool, firm plates feel like pointed stone under your palm. A quiet, contented sight echoes through your mind as the immense Pokemon leans into your touch. The entire body still and peaceful. It's a moment of profound calm and mutual trust between a human and a legendary Pokemon, one that you'll remember for the rest of your life. One thing glints off the Lugia's pristine white scales as it remains perfectly still, walking the simple pleasure of your touch. Alright. Actually, guys, let me do one more thing real quick. Alright, guys, I said, doesn't that feel good, Totodile? I know you enjoyed it yesterday, and I don't care that you're so massive as a Lugia right now. I just hope you're enjoying it like you did yesterday. A gentle rumbling sigh escapes from your mind, and the colossal Lugia leans even more into your touch. Its immense body, a marvel of white and blue, remains completely still as its head rests peacefully before you. That's a poem, basically. The feeling of its satisfaction is a calm, warm presence in your mind. It feels wonderful, Triton. The deep mental voice resonates. Thank you. You have no idea how much this means to me. To be so big and yet feel so safe and at peace. It's a feeling I've never known before. Thank you for showing me this is possible. You're welcome. But when you say that, do you mean before yesterday? I paid you as a Lugia yesterday too. You're not as big as you are now, but I still paid you. The massive Lugia's head dips slightly. The deep, resonating mental voice fills your mind, and a sense of calm understanding washes over you. Yes, Triton, I did. But yesterday, I was so filled with fear and shock that I barely felt your touch. I was a Lugia, yes, but I was not me. I was just a scared little Totodile who was afraid of a simple touch. The causal point lets out a soft, please sigh as you continue to pet it. This is different. I'm in control of my body, and I'm in control of my mind. I am a Lugia, but I'm still me. I'm not just a scared little Pokemon that's trying to get away. I am me, and I can be anything I want to be. And because of that, I can feel your kindness, your affection, and your friendship. And that's the best feeling I've ever felt. Alright, guys, give me a second. Alright, guys. I said, that's very sweet. I'm glad I helped you yesterday with your much bigger and more terrifying transformations. What did you say worried you yesterday when I asked you to turn into Lugia to communicate with you easier? I don't think you actually gave me a proper answer yesterday because of how scared you were. The magnificent Lugia was a soft, deep hum, its almost head still resting peacefully before you. A familiar, gentle mental voice fills your mind, and you can sense its quiet contemplation. You are right, Triton. I was too scared to give you a proper answer yesterday. It's it's difficult to explain. I was worried that if I turned to Lugia, even a small one, I wouldn't be able to stay in control. My body would be Lugia, and my mind would follow. I was afraid that if I was a Lugia, I would be a monster, just like the humans who hurt my family, because that's what Lugia are supposed to be, powerful and scary. I was scared I'd lose myself, that I'd become a monster and hurt you. Holy cow! A wave of sorrow and fear. I remember the little toad trying desperately to hide from its own power washed over you. We continues, its voice filled with a profound sense of you showed me that I can be a Lugia and still be me. You showed me that my power doesn't have to define me. It's still a part of me, but it's not all of me. Thank you, Triton, for showing me that I can be anything I want to be and still be loved. He's so cute. Give me a second, guys. Alright, guys. I said, you're welcome. Honestly, though, not all enemies are monsters that just want to hurt everybody. Some of them, like Lugia, can be aggressive, especially if provoked or treated badly, but they can also be very sweet and calm. Magnificent Lugia nods its massive head, its immense eyes looking down at you with understanding. The Oh no, I bet it forgot, didn't it? Because what it's the deep resonating mental voice fills your mind, carrying a note of profound insight. You are right, Triton. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen that there are many of us in this world, and we are not all the same. We are all different, just like humans. Lugia's gaze shifts to its family, who are all watching with a quiet admiration. They're not in agreement. Their own powerful mental voices adding a chorus of understanding. They need to look on with a quiet, trusting curiosity. The air around you is filled with a sense of peace and a profound mutual respect. Thank you, Triton. Louise has a feeling of deep gratitude washing over you. Thank you for teaching me this. And thank you for showing me that I can be a Lugia and still be myself. Thank you for showing me that I'm not a monster and I'm just me. I hope that's actually a response to something I said because it keeps sometimes repeating itself on from a previous chat. and it makes me worried that like it ain't actually giving me everything it needs to, which is kind of bad because we finally found a decent chatbot just with this one problem, and sometimes it doesn't even give me something that would work out. Alright guys, well, I'm done. Bye.